Hello, I am Summer Stinson, a public school mom and the Vice President of Washington's Paramount Duty. We are a statewide grassroots group of parents and allies working to compel Washington to amply fund basic education. We envision a future where every child has equitable access to an amply funded basic education. On this day honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Washington can look to his words for inspiration and a call to action. As he said at the Lincoln Memorial, "In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check." When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. The note was a promise that all people, yes, black as well as white, would be guaranteed unalienable right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note, insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given African Americans a bad check. A check which has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. That is what Dr. King had to say in 1963. Here in 2017, we should remember that Washington State's Constitution makes the same promise. It says, "It is the paramount duty of the state to make ample provision for the education of all children residing within its borders, without distinction or preference on account of race, color, caste, or sex." Unfortunately, Washington State has not made good on its constitutional promises. Washington's check to its children has come back marked insufficient funds. Our state's failure hits the children who most need our support. Children of color, children who are English language learners, children in special education, and children in families without economic resources deserve considerably more than our state currently supplies. All schools need more resources, but some need a lot more. Our Constitution promises every child an amply funded basic education. We, like Dr. King, refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. Our Supreme Court has done its duty and upheld our Constitution. Our governor is attempting to fulfill the constitutional promises by proposing a budget that goes a long way to meeting our state's paramount duty. However, our legislature is not meeting its constitutional duty. We demand that the legislature stop dragging its feet. Because Washington has not met its constitutional duty to fully fund basic education, school districts and parents have worked to fulfill the financial shortfall through local levies and PTA fundraisers. But poorer areas are not able to fill the state's shortfall, which leads to further educational inequities. We refuse to believe that a state with one of the nation's leading business economies and is home to so many wealthy individuals and corporations cannot find the funds to honor its constitutional promises to every child. Dr. King also spoke of the crucial intersection of civil rights and economic equity. He proclaimed that there would be no progress in civil rights unless the whole of American society takes a new turn towards economic justice. Washington needs more economic justice. Our tax system is the most upside down in the country. Our wealthiest individuals and largest corporations take home huge profits while we critically underfund education. Our legislature's paramount duty is to fund our schools, not to keep taxes low on rich people and large corporations. We need new and progressive revenue, such as the one in Governor Inslee's budget, to fund our schools. And we cannot fund public education at the expense of our children's health care, or early learning, or higher education, or homeless services, or mental health services. Washington can and must use new progressive revenue to amply fund our schools and provide every student with an excellent education. Washington must make good on its constitutional promise rooted in a vision of inclusion and racial equity. We are here to demand payment on that check. Washington needs to do this for every child.